Hello, folks, and welcome back to Season of Discovery. We are approaching the end of Season Discovery. There isn't much left to do, much time left to it. There's going to be another Scarlet Enclave run tomorrow that I do want to hit up. There is, and I also want to get a few things finished. The Paladin Legendary Mount, Epic Mount, I should say, the Paladin Epic Mount, as well as um, to see Demonfall Canyon and the other place. The I was going to say Scarlet Enclave again. Uh, Karazhan. Apparently, the achievement quest has been done away with. You can run it now without needing the achievement. But in either way, my guild seems willing to help. So, actually, I'm going to see about maybe getting their help tomorrow, or I might put it off. I'll see what. I was gonna get it today, but well, time kind of disappeared. Okay, Eastern Kingdoms. Where do we end up? Um, I'll live. Uh, this is actually a benefit to me. Though I am realizing the audio might be a bit loud. When I was doing the start of my counter stuff, it did seem a bit loud. That Bing Bong. Let me just check and make sure it's not guild. New. I think guildies are playing on the Kata server, so I don't want to disturb them. That's why I'm saying I'll wait till tomorrow to ask. I actually don't know what they're doing. It just says WoW. Whoops. It just says WoW Classic, but it doesn't clarify beyond that, and I don't see them online here. Oh, okay, it's a little further along. You know, did that Night Elf ever turn up again? The one that hated the Alliance? Don't think she did. I'm kind of looking forward to playing Pandaland again, Pandaria. Just leveling up Desik now. I hit level 10 in the last episode, I think. But for whatever reason, Kata uninstalled itself. So, we'll head further inland. Yeah, Kata uninstalled itself, so also, this is such the Gooner mount. We'll use the kids lingo. It might help with the algorithm. Uh, but like seriously, you don't even need to sit under your fucking washer anymore. Just sit on this. It has the same effect, probably worse. Like, look how much my character's gyrating. Or, you know, vibrating here. Like, Bad Dragon doesn't have the same effect. Can't even overcharge its motor hard enough for it. Oh, here it is, refuge point. I wish I came in at such a level that, you know, I wish I got joined in SOD earlier, so I could have participated in this stuff. Like, I think by the time I came in, people wouldn't have had interest in Irati Basin or Warsong Gulch. Or maybe I just undersold them. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but I'll have it for principle. Really loud in my ears. Yeah, it's audio checking levels. No, you do have a Griffin Master. It's like the only one that moves.
Need something? See you later.
So where do I need to go? Terrordale. It's in the east. Oh, it's the, well, yeah, it's these.
How are you? See you around.
So, yeah, I'm gonna see about getting the Paladin Epic Mount done, the Karazhan Dungeon done, the Info Canyon done, and I'll probably wrap up SOD with that. And there'll be one more run of Scarlet Enclave with Synergy. I think Synergy is someone's name in, like, StarCraft. So it keeps throwing me when I say Synergy because I keep thinking it's a person rather than a place, a team, a group. Apparently there was some survey people were claiming Blizzard sent out. It was meant to be kept in confidence, but they didn't keep it in confidence. And they're talking about like Classic Plus servers. And like what would you like in it? They started with, you know, Horde, Alliance getting Shamans, and ended it with Horde getting Pallies, which is a nice bookending. And then like in like the middle, they're talking about, you know, player housing, guild housing, a unique class just for Classic Plus, you know, this kind of thing. And it sounds interesting. New zones, wholly new zones and visiting zones that are visited, you know, like later on, like, you know, going to Hydro proper. Like, I know you can visit here for a quest, visit Hydro for a quest here, but yeah. Though, as you may have gathered from what's left of my docket, getting Ashbringer's not on it. Too many other people would want that and to see that quest line. I'm not in the running for it. Like I'm doing it with another guild. They're not gonna give it to me. Bungled my point. But yeah, they're not gonna give it to me over one of their own guildies. It's not like I've even raided with them long, you know? So, like, say if I had raided with them long term, they may, you know, despite, you know, not being part of the group, still giving it to me if no one in group needs it, kind of thing. or just put me on the general queue, you know. But because I know our own guild opened up stuff to people who outside the guild but raided with us long term as a thank you. So they may do the same. But this is gonna be my second raid with Synergy. So yeah. And I'll be bringing the goddamn holy potions this time. But holy protection potions. But so yeah, I won't be showing you the corrupted Ashburn request chain. It's just not an option to me. I will show you those other stuff I mentioned, but that's just not on the list. You know, if you want to see it, you'll have to watch someone else. My only hope of showing that off to you will be if someone else decides. It's not someone else, but the only hope I have of showing it off to you is if they do a Classic Plus server and keep that quest in there. Because they have said before that stuff they've done previously in like SOD will be redone in the future. Like they'll learn some lessons and won't repeat some things, but others do have actually a chance of shining again in the future. So they may outright have Scarlet Enclave again in well, actually, I could do that as well. We'll go do this quest, and we'll start on the Scarlet Enclave stuff. So yeah, they could outright have Scarlet Enclave again in a Classic Plus server. They could. So, be interesting. Again, like sometimes the SOD stuff, unique content does feel cheap. Huh. Just random shadow mages standing around the place. Oh, actually, there's a quest I could do here. Jesus. 30-second cooldown. I killed these too quickly. But,
I'm out of
one, two, three. So,
I need to get closer.
swimming. What was I saying? I completely lost my train of thought. But,
That spell isn't ready. That's still recharging.
I'll do the quest over here. I'll do this quest, I'll do the quest over there, and then I'll go do the Scarlet Enclave quest chains. Oh yeah, I remember I was saying that the stuff with SOD, like unique stuff, sometimes felt like you could see the like difference in quality drowning that, and that's all it does. Huh. But you could see the difference in like production value, And like, I'm not against. Like, I understand why that's the case. Like, they have a very small team to put together a raid, so they have to work within very strict parameters and, you know, timelines. You could, like, if they had more time to play with, they could probably make more even with that small team. But they have a small team, so they can't, you know, they don't have that leeway. So, like, I entirely understand. It just would like to see the stuff a bit more polished, cleaner, you know? I remember with the Paladin quest, how, like, when I went into the inn, it had the other guy uh, dead on the dying on the floor, and also still following me. Normally, when they have something like that, my guy would phase out. The follower would phase out, and the guy on the ground would be the one who left. But he followed me all the way back to the portal. He followed me home. Can I keep him? But I played a lot of StarCraft as late. I have Tychus in my head right now. Damn, Jimmy, those vulture bikes. That was a Grant mocking that stuck in my head. Triple G. And I have to wait for them to respawn. This is a very tedious quest. We'll come back. So, but yeah, the stuff does have a feel of a lower production value. So it just, I would like if they did have a classic server and they were redoing SOD content, that they got more time to polish things up. And, you know, nice sword. Can we even get that? Looks cool. But yeah, I would like if we didn't have this on. Oops. I would like if they got more time to polish it up and whatnot. But
I don't have a target.
maybe I'm being unfair. I can accept that, but I don't know. Just some of it felt a little rough, but I can understand why it would be. Smaller team, you know, limited time. Like, you can do a lot with a small team, but there's a trade-off in how long it takes, you know? And they may not have had the time to do so. Probably didn't. So, I can understand that. But I hope it's better for any hypothetical classic server they're doing. So, yeah. Classic plus server. Jesus, the damage.
I need a target.
Okay. The narrow symbol here.
That spell isn't ready.
Mount up. I'm hitting an annoying period here where I'm just kind of like frustrated. X, Y. Like, I keep thinking, like, you know, the writing in this stuff annoys me. And the rare. Jesus.
That's still the
Sounds like a bitch. And it just kind of ruins my fun of the thing.
I don't have isn't ready.
Ooh.
I need a target.
Ah, well, it's only mongoose. It's kind of ruining my fun of it, you know? It's weird it's marked as paladin only, because you can only be a paladin and get it. Huh. But, but yeah, just keep, like, nitpicking and bitching about it, and it's just kind of ruining my fun of it, enjoyment.
Inventory is full. I can't carry anymore.
No one cares about that. Maybe I just need to take another few years of a break and come back to it then.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Nothing there. I have to do 25 of these. It's not exactly an ordeal, but
Isn't ready yet.
it's tedious waiting 30 seconds between each fight. Suppose it wouldn't be as bad if I was at level and gear. Well, I am at level, but I'm not certainly not at gear. Oh no, I'm 20% dumber. I'm gonna hit them with a stick, but less eloquently.
Recharging. Inventory is full.
I'm gonna forget to hold my little finger up. So yeah, what's on the docket is for today, this quest, Spirits of Terradale, the Poisoned Water Elementals quest, because it was there, and the Scarlet Enclave quests. I'm going to start that whole quest chain, and I'm going to try and get it done. The quest, what I hope to do tomorrow, well, what's on the docket for tomorrow is the Scarlet Enclave. I hope to get that done. I hope to run it once more. Beyond that, I'm also hoping to run all the dungeons, and like I'm hoping to do the Paladin Epic Mount quest, and I'm hoping to do. Ooh, nice.
It's too far away. I can't cast that. That's still recharging. Can't carry it. Inventory is full. I can't carry anymore.
Not bad, actually.
I don't have a target.
I knew SOD was going to come to an end someday, but I kind of hoped it would last longer. I didn't like it's lasted long enough that I really don't want it to end. I've enjoyed my time here. But anyway, I want to get the Paladin Epic Mount, and I want to
Isn't ready.
run BRD to the inn, and I want to finish that Route 1 rune quest. So, Paladin Epic Mount, I want to finish that rune quest. I want to finish the sword quest from Blackwing Lair. and I want to do Karazhan.
That's still recharging. Inventory is full. I can't carry anymore.
So yeah, that's what's on the docket for me. Paladin Epic Mount, Karazhan Crypts, Demonfall Canyon, that one rune quest. And doing Demonfall Canyon will mean I do the
Inventory is full.
Blackwing Lair sword quest. So
What is it?
crazy grab bag. Okay, I gotta see it.
Beware the living. I can't carry anymore.
Hmm.
Hello. Goodbye.
But yeah, that's what's left on the dock. Paladin Epic Mount, Karazhan Crypts. The finishing that sword quest from Blackwing Lair, finishing that last rune quest, because we've already done the quests thereafter it. And this way we get to see the complete story. And yeah, and that's it. And one last run of Scarlet Enclave. Yeah, and that'll be the end of SOD then. It's tragic, really. I have really enjoyed my time here. It's been fun. I do wish I'd started sooner so I could have seen more, participated in the fights in Ashen Vale and the like. Plus, SOD's been surprisingly popular video on my channel, so I could have, got more attention that way.
Inventory is full. I can't carry anymore. That's well. This is ready yet.
What to talk about? One issue is you do kind of start running out of things to say. Alright. Manga. Um, I've seen lots of manga floating about. One common thing you see is the...
That's still recharging.
Only 2 more needed. Hallelujah. One common one you see is... revenge manga. My party abandoned me in the dungeon, and I want to get my own back. But there is another type of revenge manga. The guy's girlfriend, the guy's falsely accused. The girlfriend cheats on him, and pins him as the monster. Or he's otherwise falsely blamed. What's that? Passage. Oh, okay. Isn't it difficult to even just say hi to the person first? I'm leaving anyway. But actually, sometimes they don't say hi, but typically we're both like looking at the same thing or whatnot. I had no idea why he wanted to group with me. But anyway, fuck, what was I saying? One, two. Okay.
Hello.
Oh, you can send me to another tower. So, what was I saying? I know it's talking about the revenge thing. Guy's girlfriend. Or, you know, he's otherwise falsely blamed. Wrongly blamed, I should say. Um, what's the passage? Oh, okay. Okay, I was just talking about that.
Have a good one. Good day to you. Safe travel.
So yeah, he like otherwise accused of something he didn't do. Everyone turns against him. Someone supports him, and he manages to get through it. Or sometimes he doesn't get supported, but it often like I saw one floating around there recently, where the girlfriend's cheating on him, but since she doesn't want to lose the guy she's cheating on him with, she spins it that he's the stalker, and everyone believes her because of how good she otherwise was. And despite how good he was, everyone believes her. And the harassment gets to the point where he's going to kill himself. But but enter a female lead, and you know it migrates to a different kind of story. There's a lot of these kind of revenge stories. Now, where is that pool? I think it's just over here. Um, there's a lot of these kind of revenge stories. As many as you see in manga, there's more in light novels. Something that just flatly don't get translated. For one reason or another. Um, Probably because of the sheer amount of them. You know, um, you know, only so many. There's only like resources to translate so many things. And only so many can get adapted for the very same reason. Oh, got to use that quest.
I can't cancel that spell.
But yeah, it's
Inventory is full.
oh Korra. I remember getting those. Um, so yeah, it's just like guy's a good guy, gets wrongly blamed, everyone believes the false accusation, and sides against him. Then then things come out. That
That's still the short.
you know the other person was full of shit or whatnot. But also often the pro tags are very, very forgiving. And it's kind of annoying. I actually quite enjoyed a bit. I remember seeing one manga where the guy is like, "Oh no, I'm getting my fucking revenge," and then proceeds to melt the person to death.
That spell isn't ready yet.
It was quite nice. It was a magical setting. Ah, I did that one wrong. Whoops. I botched myself there. Because only 6 spawn at a time.
I'm out of range.
But,
That's still
but yeah, it was a magical setting. There was one manga where, like, you know, typical, like, oh, I got kicked out of the hero party one, but the guy ends up going the stepdad route on the entirety of the heroes party. At least I thought that's the direction they were going to go. Then I saw a bit of it where like, he had a crush on a girl, but the girl was already with a guy, so he wasn't going to do anything. But he's encouraged by his first wife to talk to her anyway. And her husband catches the two talking, and he encourages him to fuck her in front of him. The husband encourages the dude to fuck his wife. Yeah. As you can imagine, yeah, no. Yeah, see. Bingo bongo with myself. Just have to wait here for a while. But, imagine trying to do this quest back in the day when people may want to actually do it, you know? And, you know, the servers were more populated. Jesus. There's only 6 enemies in the entire game that you can do this with. Oh, no, there's another spawn point over there. But still, only the 2 spawn points, that's it. I might go over that way just simply to do something. But yeah, there's a ton of, like there's a lot of those dungeon revenge stories. There's a ton of those, like, romantic revenge stories. You know, the false accusation stuff. I've seen a fair few of those floating around. It can be nice seeing scumbags getting, you know what they deserve. As much as overly nice pro tags will allow it to happen anyway. And authors don't want to go too hard on female villains. Like, seriously. Saw a bit of spoilers about one story where, like, main chick cheats on a guy, and the guy she cheats on him with abuses his power to punish the other guy to make himself seem even bigger. Now, they all get their comeuppance, but he disappears off the face of the planet, and, like, his life is entirely ruined. But she has the possibility of moving forward, despite her, you know, being the one to cheat. She got messed up a bit, but it's all fixed, and, you know, she has a chance for happy end ever after.
that spell isn't ready yet. That's still charging.
So it's just like, no. Fuck her up too. So, yeah.
That spell isn't ready.
Okay, now we'll head down to Let's Hope. But like stuff does happen to her, but the other guy ends up having to fall off the face of the planet. She has a chance for a better future. Not as good as she would have had otherwise, but still. So now, there is one I've seen a bit of floating around. Um, Virgin Lord in the gender flipped world? Gender swap world? Basically, a guy is reborn from modern day in a medieval world. Medieval world has women as in typically male roles and men in typically female roles. As in, women are like warriors and whatnot, and men are, well, the men are the ones getting dragged away by bandits instead. Um, he's born as the only child to a provincial noble who raises him as she would have a daughter, as in raises him to be her successor and as a knight. Dude is kind of like knockoff Guts, really, stat wise, and I think he also uses a big sword. There's also a hilarious detail about him having to. Um, all the women are very attractive, and the queen wears very little. So he ends up like he's working for her daughter. He ends up positioning the daughter between him and the queen. The queen thinks like, ah, he's protective of my daughter, huh? But no, he's just trying to hide his throbbing hard on. He's wearing a chastity belt, an already heavily reinforced one. It is not enough. But he's also a big guy. Like the guys in the setting are pretty, well, petite, and he's a big dude. Again, he's kind of a guts like. He's a guts like. So yeah. I I made a loss on this. As much as that is, I made a loss, but I don't care. I just wanted to offload it. But yeah, it seems fun enough from what I've seen, though I don't know how it's going. The artist ended up getting a lot of negative, um, got a chunk of negativity sent their way, and they, oh, just auto sent. Okay. Um, they didn't seem to take it too well, which I can understand. It can be hard to take it, you know. So, I hope they don't let it get to them. I still need to turn that the fuck in. But, it is up to volume 5 right now. It's an adaptation, I believe, of a web novel, of a light novel. But, it's an adaptation of a light novel. And I don't know where the light novel is. But the manga is up to volume 5. Though only volume 1 has been translated. There we go. So yeah, what am I trying to say? I got to like in a gender-flipped world, cod piece, working for a princess. The ooh, flashy. The someone was saying the like writer as well was finding like the production hard, but and the artist was getting some like harsh criticism, and they didn't seem to be taken well. But it still seems to be going on. So either they have been replaced or they've not let it get to them basically. Because that was an old post. They haven't tweeted much since. But yeah, I can understand the like harsh criticism getting to you. I know I myself will probably struggle with it when I try and do stuff. I have the bonus stuff planned for like Demon Souls and others and whatnot. I'm nervous about the criticism there, and I'm also worried about putting my own writings out there. I have been thinking about doing videos, like reading out like what I've wrote and talking about this stuff, but I need to check with a copyright lawyer first, and this kind of thing to see the like legal situation because I don't want to fuck myself over. But oh yeah, they've seemed to have gotten out to volume 5 of the adaptation, but only one volume has been translated so far, and it's due out October of 2025, so around when this releases. Well, a bit after this releases. No, wait, a bit before this releases. This will probably be, from the look, like I've gotten into like mid-August with what I've edited, and there's still more to go in both what I've already done or already have in the render queue and what I have left to go out. What I've left to edit. So even to get to this point, so actually no, there's August, September. With the amount I double up, I mightn't even get through September with this. Then again, with the amount of raids I've done, that's each raid is a day's footage. A lot for a day, but still. Maybe I could do it. Maybe this will end up coming out in October around the same time. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, the first one's only coming out this year, and if it's not like the Kuga manga, that I dread to see when we'll certainly never catch up on translation, but I dread to see when it will end. The Kuga is like 20 volumes in, and I think we're on volume 8 now, like 2 years in. Like they kept putting it off. Like mom had put in orders for like 3 of them, and they kept putting it off for so long that I kept forgetting it even existed. Like they were like, "Oh yeah, it'll be out next May, so like the next year, and then they put it off to like August or something. You know, it's they're having some production issues on the and whatnot. The Kuga manga is fun. Um, it's Kamen Rider, but it's while it's named after Kuga, the characters and the events are different. Um, Characters and events are different. Um, huh. That tail looks almost glitchy. That's the rope or the... No, that's my cape. Oh, okay. It's starting to look like that one like humanoid cockroach toy I had as a kid, where you could like open it up and see the guts, different tiers of guts. A friend got me it for a birthday when I was like 5, 6. But it was the only time I had like a birthday party with friends at the house. But anyway, but ooh, your message did reach us, Commander. But by no means is our involvement here sanctioned by the Grand Crusader. I need to go over here and grab the quest over here. So anyway, um, yeah, Kuga novel is fun, but it's different to Kuga the show. Like for example, what do I remember from the first 2 volumes? The cop guy that works with Kuga, he, him and Kuga have a rougher like they get off on a bad foot because Kuga comes into town and then like Godai comes into town and interrupts him chasing down a criminal. He gets in the way of capturing him, so the cop has to arrest him for like interfering because the criminal had been like, "Oh, I need the money for sick whoever." So Godai in his as this big Labrador act, he this is just he's just like a big Labrador, he he feels for the person, and so he gets in the way of the cop, letting them get away. And so obviously the cops don't like him for interfering in what would be a simple arrest. And then he even has the nerve to ask, like, "Hey, I don't actually have any money. Could I get a cab fare?" When they leave him go, like they just left him in jail overnight, kind of thing. Um, and he didn't call him a dirty hippie, but I can't. He just like mutters something under his breath as he's like closing the door on the guy. He does give him the money, but yeah. But they don't get off on quite a good foot. So like things play out differently there. The cop also has a sister who's mentally regressed. Seems she went through something traumatic when she was younger. And then like early on in the comic, you see the spirit turning up. It looks like Kuga, and he's interferes in this one attack. And then when the cop gets attacked later, he's like looking at him and like it looks like he's going to possess him or something. But something stops him. There's another spirit already after claiming the cop or something. And so he moves on. And in the show, when Kuga gets possessed, like puts on the belt and henshins, it's just a simple henshin. But in this, like the spirit talks to him, and are you ready for this is are you ready for the trial? And he's like, I am. And he's like burning alive, burning from the inside as the belt fuses with him, and he's like reliving the the life of the past Kuga, like the horrors that the enemies committed, kind of thing. So then there was another one, like they introduced new Grungy, I think they're called. Um, um, there is a cute one, and she's probably going to end up dying. I flicked ahead and sees, oh, she's getting along with people. Yeah, she's so gonna die to her own people. Yeah, the rest of Grungy is so gonna kill her. It's like, damn, she's cute. Fuck. But she's like in the third volume. I could never continue it. It was just like, damn it. But yeah, so things play out differently. In the show, it's the like Kuga or Godai is at this cafe with some guy. I don't know who the guy is to Godai, but he works there from time to time, and the sister also visits frequently. Also, cafe. Ah, the guy from the Tachibana from the like old Kamen Rider. Did he twice have a cafe, or was it once? He had a cafe. May have been twice. So it's just funny. The cafe as a meetup point. But anyway, um, so yeah, it was the Godai and the sister, going to this cafe. I think they both ended up working at it. But in the comic, you actually see that they had a family farm. In the manga, it's this version has a farm. This cafe is still relevant and may still work there, but there's also a family farm. So it's like again things playing out differently, you know. So so basically, if you've seen the show, it's not just like a novelization of the show. It's think of it effectively as like an alt universe thing, and they're bringing Agato into it from the next Kamen Rider into it as well. But yeah, it's um it's fun. From what I played of it, about what I've read of it, it's fun. Um, need to rebuy one of the issues. It fell, and before I even got to read it. So, and I don't trust myself in wiping down each page carefully. I'm liable to just damage it. So, best to just rebuy it. OCD. Uh, so yeah.
Speak quickly. Embrace the
While we
shadow.
play nice with the Scarlet Crusaders here, they continue to behave suspiciously elsewhere. Some of my contacts in Tarso tell me of a daring Scarlet Crusade incursion in the heart of the Undercity itself. Received reports from our scouts of large caravans moving supplies through the playgrounds. A band of elite Scarlet forces has been spotted near the Crusader outpost in Terraceville Glades, between the Balnear Farmstead and Venom Web Vale. If you would, go and see what you can find there.
Remember, patience.
Hello. Give your feet on the
So, we'll start on these quests now. I ran into some corrupted Dark Souls footage recently, Dark Souls 3. Don't know what happened with it, but may have been my doing. Sometimes when I'm transferring files, like I'm a little impatient with it. So I'll like, oh, here's 5 here. I'll start transferring them over. Here's 20. Here's 5. Here's 20. I'll just throw them all up. Um, but they'll be like as separate things because like there may have been ones I didn't want to transfer in between. So sometimes on a few occasions, what ends up happening is File Explorer ends up rebooting, and so I think that corrupted some files. The files get transferred over, but with new dates. And in one case, the file is fine, but in another case, 52 minutes are lost. Only the first 4 minutes, or it may actually be more than 52, but only the first 4 minutes are salvageable. And that's it. I tried uploading it, I tried watching it, nothing worked. I've had files corrupt before, but you could watch them through and re-record them. You could upload them and they'll be fine, but you can't watch this through. You can't upload it. You can't stick it in the editor. It's all just lost. So, it sucks. And yeah, I do plan on continuing my Dark Souls vids, my Demon Souls vids. There's just some bonus footage I need to record, and for ages I couldn't do it, and now I just don't have the time, the energy. I keep forgetting about it. I keep putting it off. It's a list of things. You know how they keep, like, they save the Scarlet's, like, activity through, like, um, excuse me, the Playgrounds, and them stretching into Tearsville. How are they getting into Tearsville? Because, think of the map. Okay, think of the map here. Here is Tearsville. I guess red is places I haven't explored. So, here's Tearsville. Way in here through the bulwark. It's a semi-guarded effort. There's not much of a defense, but if Scarlet forces were trying to come through and they're hostile to the undead, then the undead are certainly going to attack them. It's not a Argent Dawn defensive effort. While there's Argent Dawn there, it's like Chillwind Camp. It's Argent Dawn at a factional base. So it's a faction's base there. So Argent Dawn, it's not an Argent Dawn thing. The neighbors are banging and you'd swear it's in the house with you. I'll go check. But basically, there's Argent Dawn there, but it's not an Argent Dawn base. It's a Horde base. So, and the Scarlets are hostile to everyone. They're hostile to the Horde, especially Forsaken. They wouldn't let them through. So, are they going through Silverpine? Silverpine is more open, but that requires them leaving the Playgrounds, going through Alterac, going through the foothills, going, or, what's it called? South Shore? Yeah, Hillsbrad Foothills. Going through Silverpine, up into Tiersville, coming up here right by the Undercity. There's no real defenses there to stop such a path, and there's certainly no real patrols, which, again, doesn't really make sense. So, like, how are these Scarlets achieving anything here? It seems weird. So, yeah. Anyway, back in the ship. Hey, folks. And I have returned. Sorry, my brain is a little numb right now. No one has said anything. On we go. So, what happened since I was last playing? I got a cup of coffee. And what was I saying last when I was playing? Yeah, how the hell are the Scarlets getting in? Like, think about it, like, how the hell are they even getting in? Because there's two ways in. One is actually unguarded, but it forces them to go all the way around, and that's a hell of a convoy. Especially when they're effectively hostile to two major powers, and they're going through the both major powers' areas. They may be effectively distant effectively like colonies, but still, they're going through the major powers' areas. And if they're not going that way, or say if they're like not going by land, like what they aren't necessarily restricted to it. They could be going here through Alterac, cross Aldermere Lake, into Silverpine. That is cutting out Hillsbrad, but still forces them to go like down this river up here to avoid an alliance base, up here, and either go through here and down this way, or around this way. And in either case, they'll have to fight a lot of bandits. Now, here on this riverbank is actually a Scarlet, two Scarlet members, a wife and of the torturer, and her father or the torturer's father. It's an elite fight. It's up for a horde quest. So how are they getting there? Are they teleporting across? Because we don't see any like great mages over there to pull it off. So, and there's convoys. So if they were teleporting, there wouldn't be convoys. Unless they're just like a short distance teleport to like here from Heartglen over here, and then they trot on their way. So like, how are they doing it? I hate that I put more thought into this than the actual WoW writers. Like, I like this setting, they just don't think enough about the lore side. I remember listening to a podcast years and years ago. It could have been Radio Westeros. It could have been someone else. I don't remember. But they were talking about a flaw in George R. R. Martin's writing. And that is, he doesn't really think much about army logistics. In you know, the Dothraki, they hate every animal that isn't a horse, which goes against the Mongols. They're clearly based off them, but the Mongols did actually have animals other than horses. They liked their horses, but they had animals beyond horses. They had a variety of livestock, but the Dothraki kill everything that isn't a horse. From what I remember, they're really incompetent. Their numbers are also such that, according to that one person's estimate, of course it's rando person, but according to one person's estimate, the Dothraki would have to kill. Well, sorry, not have to kill. I'm getting distracted by my mount. There's sometimes when I stopped moving, it was roaring, but not every time, and it's just like, what? You know, why is it doing that? Why is it doing this? Like, these mounts don't have like stable reactions. Sometimes you'll hit A to tell them to jump, and they'll start doing that. But sometimes it just interrupts it. Now I thought I saw a fly. I hate summer. But anyway, even it's gone cold again, the flies haven't got the notice. But anyway, the Dothraki, given their numbers and their contempt for anything else, presumably, and other than horses, when they pillage a village for supplies, the amount of pillaging they do wouldn't actually be enough. They would have had to pillage the very soil themselves to feed them. Like, maybe that's just being flavorful, but it could go to show that they could be being literal. The Dothraki numbers are so large that just stealing the supplies the villagers would have wouldn't be enough to feed them. The scale of them is too much, especially given their lack of any other supplies and resources. They would have actually have to been forced to you know, scrape the bark off trees to keep going. My one, not theirs, but my example, not theirs. And again, it's down to George not really tracking, supply lines and, sense there. Um, so, yeah. So yeah, the Dothraki are stupid in their hatred of, see, how the hell is a Scarlet caravan meant to get through here? Firstly, they're all humans. Secondly, and so the Forsaken are gonna hate them. Secondly, they're hostile to this Forsaken, they're hostile to the Horde. They're hostile to the Lions. How the hell are they to get through this, checkpoint here? It's not much of a thing, but it is a bit of a barricade. Forces them to go one at a time through. And then there's soldiers over here ready to attack them. Huh. Not actually that many soldiers. I thought there was actually more of a barricade here. I swear I remember getting ganked trying to come through. But, yeah, I know there are standard convoys just wandering through the, Oh, I was wondering who you were. There's standard convoys, wandering through a Horde checkpoint the whole time, as convoy trains are wont to do. That wouldn't make sense. That is really weird. Really should come back to my Forsaken character and finish the storyline. I need to stop again. This OCD is gonna be the death of me. 1, 2. For those who don't know, with OCD you really suffer with intrusive thoughts. You get random things just flashing before your eyes, and it's often fairly distressing. Here's an easy way to frame it. Imagine you know someone and they know exactly what to say to really get under your skin. They know exactly what to say, and it's hard to have any defense against them. They're just so damn good at it. Now imagine that person is yourself. It's a voice inside your head, and it hates your guts. So it knows exactly what to show you, exactly what to say, exactly what thoughts to put in your head to fuck with you, to, oh, you fucked up all those years ago? Here, remember it. Remember the feelings of it. Yeah. Even if it's not terrible, you'll feel like, even if it's not that much of a fuck up, you'll feel dog shit. You will hate yourself. Or, whatever. It's really fucking frustrating. But anyway. Okay, stopping again. 1, 2. But yeah, how the hell, there isn't really much of a guard there right now, but if there's Scarlet Crusade convoys coming and going, then you think they would notice. Plus, there wouldn't be any question oh, we need to find out what the Scarlets are up to, because the convoys are coming right through your fucking checkpoint. So how are they getting in? Do they have a tunnel between Heartglen and here? Huh. Orders from the Commander. This missive bears the seal of Commander Beatrix of the Scarlet Crusade. Somehow we can ID that. Once you've secured the prisoner, make sure all... once you've secured the prisoner, make all haste to deliver them to Tyr's hand intact. I do mean it this time. No disintegrations. This forsaken dog is vital to our plans. Travel on back roads and only move at night. Our caravans have drawn the attention of the Argent Dawn, and the last thing we need is their meddling. But what back roads? I can only assume that they're going through, the Silver Pine route I mentioned. But can I be honest? This is WoW. There's no real back roads here. There's... In what we see of the areas, there's no back roads. There's like two roads going around the place, and both are as back road as each other, you know? And there's only two ways out of this place. There's only two ways in to this place. There's... In what we see of the zone, none of this makes sense. I think it's a failure in plotting the zone out. In actually depicting the zone as they're writing it. Because there's, frankly put, no back road for them to be going around on. You know? That intrusive thought's still pissing me off. It's just messing with my head. The way I remember my doc talking about it is everyone gets intrusive thoughts, but with OCD, imagine your mind is a fishing net. The holes in the net are a lot smaller than the average person's, so you really fucking hang on to them. And I dare say we get more of them than the average person, but maybe it's my own supposition. But yeah, I feel it's a failure in the depiction of the zone. Like, they're clearly going for X image, but the zone's showing Y image. Like, and additionally, I know the zones are summated, but that does make it hard to imagine what's here. You know? One thing that would be nice of Blizzard to do is to release a map of what they envision the zones as. Like an actual canon map. Like, here's the Eastern Playgrounds. Western Playgrounds. Is this what the Western Playgrounds looks like? Is this summated? If this is summated, then show a map of the full-sized Western Playgrounds. Show what the full-sized thing would look like. And do that for each zone. If the zones are summated, then show what the full-size thing is, how big these farmsteads are, so we can accurately plot it out in our heads. If you aren't going to show the full enchilada, then do like a mock-up of it, you know? That is work, but well, they aren't exactly a small indie company. And I know even a larger company has limits in what they can do. But you know, I think that should be within their realm of ability, you know. It's honestly frustrating. Never did get all those plagued hatchlings. I'll have another shot soon enough. We'll be hitting up Shoalmans for Paladin Epic Mount quest. Okay, I'm back. One thing I wanted to do was Cataclysm Classic. Start. Really, I can't update one while playing this? Fuck's sake. Alright, alright.
What now? Beware.
How goes your mission, Gorik?
Abound.
I see. So the Crusade abducted someone from the city, and someone important at that. 40, 41. Like, here's one flaw with Blizzard writing. You know the Undercity, former capital of Orderon and one of the most important human cities around in old WoW, does not actually have a name. In Warcraft 3, the capital city of Orderon was always known as Capital City. It doesn't actually have a name. Undercity is actually the first name it's had. And it's literally, we have a city under the city. Undercity. This is most concerning. Thank you, Gorik. For now, do nothing and speak to no one of this. Our alliance with the Scarlet Crusade is tenuous, but we need all the help we can get to deal with the threat of Naxxramas at the moment. I'll follow up with this on my own. I may call upon you in the future for more aid in this. Until then, go with the light. There's been an interesting development, Gorik. 1, 2. Alright. Unrest at Tyr's hand. There's been an interesting development, Gorik. Seems that while the Scarlet Crusade's focus was aimed at Naxxramas, there's been some sort of unrest in the ranks of Tyr's hand. Details are spotty for now, but from what we understand, there's been some infighting amongst Crusaders. I'd like to send you to the camp west of Tyr's hand to assess the situation out for us. Assess the situation out? I'll drop the out, personally, to assess the situation for us. You would use out if it was like suss out the situation or something. Personally. Let us know what you find as soon as possible. But of course, there's, openings for,
Good for you. Have a good one.
There's, not everyone speaks perfectly. You're gonna misspeak. I do plenty myself. So if you want to accurately represent it, it makes sense for someone to misspeak. So it depends if it's just a typo on behalf of the people writing it, or if it's a deliberate misspeak. Yeah. If it's a typo, they may want to fix it, but if it's a deliberate misspeak, then yeah. Plus, it could also be a valid way of saying it. But it's not one I know. Ramaladni was a warrior of the Brotherhood, a pupil of High Lord Morgraine before the Dawn even existed. When news of Morgraine's death reached him, hatred and anger took over. Understand this, Gorik. When rage and retribution takes reins, a man ceases to be a man. The man personifies the emotions that control him instead. And so that will be Ramaladni, the third retribution, would enter Naxxramas to exact revenge, never return. Enter Naxxramas and find what became of Ramaladni.
See you later.
We'll hold on to this on the
Be around.
off chance we do it, but
Hey there.
hey there.
Have a good one.
It's surprisingly friendly given the rest of his lines. But we'll grab it and hold on to it in case we do Nax again. But this is pretty much the last month for raids. and I may never do another Nax run again. It is a shame to see the end of SOD. I was really hoping to go on for longer. A Guildie was claiming to have seen stuff for later on patches that were on the PTR, though they never said anything about it. Maybe they're running their mouth and making stuff up, or maybe they were, well, actually, if they actually signed anything to say they wouldn't talk about it, they took it seriously, despite repeatedly swearing at the GM. They got banned. Greetings, Gorik. I'm glad to see you again. Do wish we were under better circumstances, however. I'll cut straight to the chase. The Deer's Hand Enclave is no longer under control. While we were away at Next Ramus, a force of hostile crusaders came in from the city of Stratholme and took control of the stronghold. We've been barred entry, and any emissaries we send in do not return. I'm owed to ask for external assistance with something's very wrong, and I don't know if we can reclaim the Enclave alone. Speak with Beatrix to learn more about the situation, then report to the other guy. Tyr's Hand must be reclaimed at any cost. What do you know so far? Not as much as I'd like, I'm afraid. With one of the scouts sneak into Tyr's Hand to get an idea of what's going on. He returned to us nearly a day later, sporting heavy wounds and near death. Before he passed, he passed, and you have crusaders that can cast holy light here. That's the one issue with how easy healing is in the game and how easy resurrections are in the game. It takes away from characters' deaths. Like, Varian Rin not being resurrectable makes sense. His whole body got nuked. That's fair. But he actually died already. In the prelude to Cataclysm, he died and got resurrected by Anduin. A Draconid invaded Stormwind, and he had to fight it alone till guards arrive. And Anduin turned up on the scene as well, either while still being killed, fought, or otherwise. And he had to resurrect his dead father. He was still a kid at the time, or a teenager maybe. So when, there's all these crusaders here, and they just need to, holy light, flashlight, you know, it doesn't make sense for a character not to be healable, you know? Given how common healing supplies are here. Say if this was a camp of warriors and not paladins. No, I could fully accept, especially given their situation, they may not have had healing potions on hand, or bandages. Maybe the guy was just too far gone. You know, you can accept it. But when you are literally a camp of paladins, and some very powerful ones at that, it doesn't make sense that you can't together just muster enough holy light to heal the person. You know? Given the way the story is structured. Given the way the game is. The story and the gameplay are kind of at odds, often. And I don't just mean SOD stuff. You see it elsewhere. I am dying now. I must still die here. And it's like, you know, dude, I can heal you. It's... And you could take it well, it's wrote for the classes that can't heal other people. Fair enough. Though it makes it kind of weird to play one of the classes that can heal a person. Because we're just letting them die. It's like, fuck you. And beyond that, it's... the classes that can't heal may have healing potions on them. You know, stuff a bit of brie in the guy's mouth. He'll heal then. But, no. But, Hi, General Bendis. Yeah, folks, and I'm back. 2, 3, 4. Not as much as I like, I'm afraid. Anyway. Oh, yeah, I was saying that, it doesn't make sense, in a setting with so much healers, and... each and one of the people here could have healed that guy, they just chose not to. maybe the idea is that he was too bad to be healed. Like he was on death's door and couldn't be healed, and none of them have the ability to resurrect. Um, you know, maybe that's the kind of thing they're going for, but nothing's been established, and like basically the player abilities and the abilities of some of the NPCs in the story are at odds with a lot are at odds with a lot of what the rest of the story is, you know? So like hold on. I was trying to grab my phone. So yeah, it's just a bit of a clash where he's sporting heavy wounds and before he died, like why didn't you heal him? Why don't you resurrect him? I could have resurrected him. You know, I guess they didn't have the ability to resurrect, and fair enough, we'll put that to one side and move on. But why couldn't they heal? They frequently heal themselves. If I was to fight one of these, they would start healing themselves. So why can't they heal the other guy? You know, it's the gameplay not matching up with the story, and the story not matching up with the gameplay. It's something Blizzard really doesn't pay too much attention to, you know, and it is frustrating. There's this one quote I keep seeing people passing around, and it's just like a guy like hates. He was saying how much he hated writing for adults because they would ask him stupid questions like, "So why is it that way?" You know, they would probe him about the setting he's writing. You know, why can this work? And like I can accept like it just does. Like it's just that's the conceit of the genre. That's the character I wanted to write. I can accept that as an answer. Maybe they're just frustrated by people who can't. But from the sounds of it, they just hate being queried at all. Just consume whatever I put in front of you and pay me more, bitch. Seemed to be honestly their opinion, and not that they phrase it as such. And people keep passing this around as if it's such an enlightened stance. Isn't it just a more, isn't it just the writer's version of consume more, isn't it just another way of consume more slop than get excited to consume more slop? Isn't it just another thing of that? But from it being pushed as a good thing? Rather than mocking the idea? Sorry, I remembered that and I got pissed off. But yeah, this is just basically just Blizzard not paying much attention to the hows and whys of their thing, and to the world they're crafting. So, of course, maybe Beatrix here is just lying about the guy passing, because we know she's up to shit. Before he passed, he told us he'd seen none other than Sayadin that Dathrohan inside the cathedral, apparently in command. My counterpart, High General Abendis, was nowhere to be seen. Feared the worst for her. Darth Rohan. Commander, I'm not sure how to tell you this, but that isn't the Grand Crusader. Oh, I'm well aware of Balnazar's grand deception. It's a mark of shame the Crusade will bear for a lifetime. Whatever game the Dreadlord is playing at, it can't be good for us or White's Hope Chapel. We need to retake Tirzand and put an end to Balnazar once and for all. Very well. No reports back to White's Hope Chapel now, but when I return, I'll do my best to assist. Thank you, Paladin. I know that you may not approve of the Scarlet Crusade's methods, but our cause is righteous and aimed at pure. I hope that once this is over, we can begin on a lasting peace in the Plaguelands. Can realize a shared goal to crush the scourge in this region. But, so I guess this is presuming you've ran Stratholme at least once. Which I haven't done on SOD. But I will have to for the Epic Mount quest. So, I could probably get it into a full clear for the sake of it. But also noticing the others using Order on Crest shields, which is odd. You randomly see Order on Crests on things like the airships in Wrath and whatnot.
I am forsaken.
The Schism.
Watch your
The
back.
bombs at Tyr's hand are certainly interesting. Bendis, likely dead. Balnazar returned. Bendis isn't dead. She's in Wrath, as far as I know. There's an Abendis there in Classic, but then there is an Abend, which I believe was meant to be our father. But then there's an Abendis in Wrath, as far as I remember. Balnazar returned. Well, there's part of me that would prefer to sit back and watch Scarlet Crusade reap what they've sown. I've, I have a feeling that no matter the outcome, the Argent don't want to be drawn into the conflict. Abbendis. There's 3 Abbendises. Linnea Abendis, rare spawn in Tyr's hand in Eastern Plaguelands. She's the daughter of High General Brigitte Abendis. She used the same ID number as Brigitte Bendis from when she was a rare spawn in Tyr's hand, and can appear in any of her mother's old spots. She was added in Cataclysm, and she could be risen. She's called the Fallen Hope, and she is undead. Apparently they are undead crusaders, killed and risen back into undead by the demon Balnazar. Bendis, High General Bendis, the father, he... Okay, apparently there was a mismatch between the RPG lore, which described him as a male, while Warcraft showed him as a female, both with the same rank. The Ashbringer comic reconciled it, saying that there's actually 2 Bendises, both High Generals at different times. Well, Brigitte Abendis, she is one of the founders of the original Scarlet Crusade, daughter of the former High General Abendis, and later became commander of the Scarlet Onslaught. And she dies in New Heartglen. And she's there throughout the Dead Knight quests. So, I thought the father was alive now and died in Classic, because they mentioned having, I'm gonna read that, but, I thought the father hadn't died in a comic, but died here in Classic, because that spawn you can kill in Tyr's hand turns up in Wrath, and goes off to Northrend to die. So I kind of take characters that you can, you can rock up and kill as dead. So I figured the High General here, High Crusader here, was the senior rather than the junior, because the junior died in Norrent. But you can kill her in either place. It's just kind of wow, like, oh yeah, here's a place you can go into, you can kill these entities, but randomly deciding that, oh yeah, this entity was never killed, they're off in Norrent. They have a storyline over here now. So death is randomly cheap because they'll just retcon them ever dying. It's it's kind of annoying, honestly. You know, it's it honestly bugs me. I don't mind a character surviving a deathly encounter, but they do it so many times. It's kind of frustrating, you know? Like, I don't even mind a variety surviving, but it's never set up as them surviving. You kill them, and then randomly 5 years later they'll turn up alive. Or, whatever. They'll just turn up alive later on, and it's your attempt on their life was never even acknowledged. Even if you go claim their head, it's never acknowledged. It's really annoying writing. I want to read this. Your message did reach us, Commander, but by no means is our involvement here sanctioned by the Grand Crusader. Your leader takes residence at the doorstep to Naxxramas. Do you think he does not feel the pressure? Commander Elgor Dawnbringer lowers the sound of his voice to a whisper. Even demons are capable of fear. Scourge activity in the Plaguelands has increased tenfold, receiving reports of Scourge attacks from far away as Kalimdor. Now, how do you suppose that has happened? How have the wretched undead done that which was previously thought impossible? It's nowhere safe. The heathens will be forced to react. Orcs, bullmen, Tauren. Whatever. The revolting, unkempt horde filth. You lacked tact, Commander. This is not surprising. Or if you're right in that the horde will be forced to act, but not just the horde. They already come. Heroes from across the world. Too little, too late. The dam has broken. We're a bump in the road at best. So why are you here? What are we to do if there is no hope? There is always Ashbringer. So this is what you've come for. To try and claim that which is the reason for the Dawn's existence and the Crusade's downfall. You open old wounds with your words, Commander. The Ashbringer is dead, and there'll never be another like him. Left of Morgraine is a far cry from the man his father was. You know this, Commander. It was, after all, your own leadership that was responsible for the death of the Scarlet High Lord Morgraine. It was your leadership that manipulated a grieving child to try and recover the sword. A child that has grown into a man with nothing but vengeance and hatred in his heart. And for what? You're no closer to the sword now than you were 5 years ago. Yet you think that recovering Ashbringer will somehow turn the tide of battle. Let me let you in on a little secret, Commander. The power of Ashbringer came from the man who would wield it. I was there, Commander. I watched him burn legions of undead in righteous fire, before he even unsheathed the blade. Alas, your grasp on history is lacking. Now be silent and note where you are. Least I inform Lord Fordring and his knights that you are no longer here on amicable terms. I'm certain you take great pleasure in seeing to your atonement. The Fordring is not here right now, but that should scare you. And that was actually pretty damn good writing. I liked it. It was a nice. It was good. It fucked. And the description of, Morgraine Sr., the Ashbringer, sounds fucking awesome. Um, but, so like, Blizzard can come out with bits here and there, and they can even employ good writers, but so often they ignore them. Look at Christy Golden and her depiction of Garrosh. People liked it. Blizzard threw it in the trash and made up their own lesser version. And that's the one we're stuck with. Again, how I wish I had the money to buy Warcraft off them. Hire competent writers and fix it up. Um, I would like it. There's like, I like the setting, I like the designs, relatively speaking. I like the world. It just, it could be fleshed out more. It could be, you know, more care could be put to it. So, honestly, these conversations always put me off, but my head, I can't stop fixating on it because it pisses me off. Because I really like it and they could do more with it, but they just refuse. Anyway, weakened as we are following the next Rams campaign, Lord Tyrosus would prefer involvement to come on our own terms, come on our terms rather than having our hand forced. Also, do you see that Inquisitor Calderon was there?
Beware the living.
And its expression darkens when you confirm that Calderon is present at the Scarlet base camp. For a moment he gains his composure. Thank you, Gork. For now, it continues this Beatrix if you're willing. I'll confer with Lord Tyrosus and develop contingencies around the Argent Dawn. Uh, develop contingencies should the Argent Dawn need to become directly involved. 1, 2, 3. I pray the situation is not as dire as we've been led to believe, but if we need to step in and put an end to this, we will be ready.
Beware. Our enemy is abound.
Heard that Calderon was present in Ex Ramus, and I feared that if battle turned, I'll be forced to the front lines alongside of him. While the Argent Dawn is in support of you providing aid to the Scarlet Reclamation Forces, I must warn you in the most strenuous terms, be wary of Balin Calderon. I keep wanting to say Calderin, because that was the name of one of my characters. It's like a letter of. I had two characters. I think it was a Blood Elf Mage and then a Blood Elf Demon Hunter. Or Blood Elf Warlock, I can't remember. No, Mage, I think. I had, because my, Chandolin was my Warlock, and she's undead. So it must have been a Mage. But yeah, Mage and Demon Hunter. And I think his name is kind of close to the Demon Hunter's name. And it keeps throwing me off. I think that was the case. It's been too long since I've played any of the characters. I do not remember. Beware of Balin Calderon. My hands shake with rage even thinking about that man and the atrocities he's visited upon the innocents. He is not to be trusted. Please, I implore you, heed my words here. Is there anything you can tell me about him? Calderon is a murderous thug. His entire life he followed supposedly righteous causes that allow him to inflict pain and suffering onto others without facing consequences. Ever a zealot, the ends will always justify the means to him. Sounds like you two have a long history. Yes, we do, Calderon. Yes, we do. Calderon cost me everything. My home, my family, and ultimately my life. Cannot speak more on this. It fills me with too much pain. I'm sorry, Leonard. I won't push you further. Thank you, Gork. All I need to know is to take heed of my warnings about that man. He's truly the worst kind of monster. He's the kind that truly believes he's doing the right thing.
Beware.
That's all I will say on the matter for now. It took me years to crawl out of the pit of darkness inside my soul after what that man did to me. Maybe attentive allies now, but I will see Calderon pay for his crimes someday. My oath on this holds. In the meantime, be extremely careful in your dealings with him.
Embrace the shadow.
I would like to do the quest chain for the other guy. You know, the guy they threatened the others with. Basically the Dawn's leader. I would like to do his question. And while it does send me to Stratholme and I could easily do it while I'm there, there's more dungeon quests and I get sent into the elite zone and all this. It is very much a group kind of thing. And I don't want to be too much of a pain in the ass to the guild. I'm already asking for like 4 or 5 dungeon runs. So I don't want to ask too much. They damn well could say yes. But I feel like a prick, so... I will hold off on it. And when we do end up doing like Classic Plus, I'll do it then. You know? Like, they're talking about, the Classic Plus servers rather than the seasonal thing. Classic Plus servers. Um, I'll do it then. Tell me, Paladin, have you come to go out at a misfortune on behalf of the Argent Dawn? While we bled for your next ram, its most insidious evil has infiltrated our sacred enclave. Arm yourself and help us, or be gone with you. Calderon, I noticed you lost the blade you carried in Nexramas. What became of it? Eyes you would bear contain hostility. Weapons or tools, a resource. Nothing more, nothing less. That tool served its purpose and been replaced. This is a bundle's triviality, Paladin. Mind your own concerns.
Welcome.
Emissary. Captain. Can fight the Crusaders. Can't fight the refugees. So you aid us. I confess I'm relieved. Seeing you and your allies' capabilities firsthand, and I'm pleased to have you on our side. I hope the Argent Dawn will lend aid directly, but I'm grateful to have your assistance nonetheless. Speak with Inquisitor Calderon on the hill nearby. He can get you started. I'm not pleased to engage you for aid. You consort with the heretic and the unclean, and it's beneath me and my sacred order to entertain your presence here. However, you seem adequately capable and will prove to be a useful instrument here for our needs. Go to Tyr's Hand and scout the cathedral there before moving deeper into New Avalon to scout the rear keep and mage tower. Return here without delay and report what you find. We need to know what we're up against. I suppose they do have the mage tower, so they could be teleporting supply caravans in. That could be what they're doing to get them into Terraceville Glade, since they did introduce this whole mage tower thing. They could be teleporting them in, and would explain why they don't know about caravans' movements. But rather than teleporting them into the different towers, they seem to be teleporting them into somewhere and letting them convoy over. So it's if you're gonna go so far as to be having portaling your supply caravans to places, which is pretty sensible, wouldn't you have it just set up to go to each of the bases? And you never see any portals anywhere, so... Anyway. Enter Tyr's Hand in the Eastern Plaguelands and scout out the Cathedral, as well as the Mage Tower and inside the New Avalon before returning to Calderon and Scarlet Base Camp. Direct incursion is possible, but may be dangerous. Speak with Inquisitor Josephine at the base camp if you prefer a subtle approach. Oh, Inquisitor, what do you want? Godwin tells me you can help with a more subtle approach to getting to Tyr's Hand. Indeed, I can cast a spell on you for a very short time, disguising you as Avalon citizen. Take care, however, it's not all personnel within Enclave will be fooled by disguise, and only lasts a short time. Conduct your business and return. Sounds good. It is done. Now go and complete your mission. I be a woman now. There's not one functional fucking meat wagon in the game, except for, as far as I remember, the basically there's a player mount. There's a player mount meat wagon that you can get, and okay, up here. And that's the only intact meat wagon you can find. The only one. Scout Tyr's Hand Cathedral. Scout Praetorian Shadow Barrier. But yeah, that's the only meat wagon, intact meat wagon you can find, is the player mount. You can find like partial ones in Naxxramas. You can find broken ones around the place. I remember you can find one in Silvermoon. That's in, I think, slightly better condition. But there's never, like, you see, like, Forsaken, like, catapults, but you never, but they're complete redesign from the meat wagons, which the Forsaken have used. So, it's all weird. I don't know why they dropped that one, you know? And also, isn't this a dwarf banner? No, no, maybe this is a cleric one. We'll have one watchman. Remember, just now is not time for petty squabbles. Popper, good boy, yes he is. Goodest boy, yes he is. Davin Woods, security.
Light be with you.
Should pay more attention. Damn it. Stop being so many people, damn it. One, two. Alright, let's mount up and try and escape from here. These are slightly lower level, I think, than the other place. Slightly more generous aggro radius. In regards to that earlier giving out I did, you know, they were saying like, oh, he came back with deep wounds and he perished. Thank God someone is in here and killing. An easy way to justify them not healing the dude is to say that the wounds wouldn't heal. Then it asks and raises questions as why they wouldn't heal, but you know, Dreadlord, you know, you can just write on the fact like the enemy that could have that would have harmed him, the Dreadlord, you know, they weren't strong enough to heal the damage he did, kind of thing. So we could do something like that. Just to say that they made an attempt, but it failed. Said they just didn't. And I'm a woman again. So now I need to get a job as a nanny. Yeah, at my ex's place, so I can still have contact with my kids. It was weird seeing Balnazar just like patrolling down here and just like very out open. He's loud and proud. Praetorian, Curate, Archmage, Scarlet Siege Commander. Huh. So yeah, it's... I don't know what I was gonna say. One, two. Does it stop? Yeah, let's not care about Scarlet Captain. Simply because I don't see the point in it being a rare. I don't know how... I meant to... Okay, and nothing here is depicted with the... You know, detection symbol above its head. That's what the normal stealth system is. Jesus Christ. Mage Tower and Keep. They only break my stealth if they attack me, so as long as I keep running, I'll be fine. They've got some interesting shit here. Down here. Preposterously proposed package, Scarlet Courier. Huh. It's a grave for someone. We had to kill a courier before actually part of the Death Knight quest. Orchard East. Bugs me that the enemies don't have a traditional detection thing above their heads. You know, the blue eyeball. Fuck, they're in the keep down. I do not like this. Basically, a member card if you want to step foot inside. Don't know how to get one. 5 gold, pay up in full.
For the Alliance.
Enemy's gonna have a fair aggro radius, cause...
What can I do for you? Go with honor, friend. Well met. Careful.
Oh, yeah. Trying to figure out how that works, because I couldn't get the fuck in. God, I wish I had Hammer of Light. There is a hammer spell retail pallies have, and it well, it'd be awkward to do on with controller. You throw it down, and it slows enemies that enters its damaging effect. So as you're running away, you can use it as an escape tool. Well, I was done here anyway, but that is annoying. And honestly, I don't see how I'm to get those quests done as it is. There's so many commanders, siege commanders. Who's the commander of the commanders? And who's commanding them? It's commanders all the way down. One, two. Gathering intelligence. Calderon grunts at you curtly when you finish delivering a report. Buildable forces in New Avon is concerning, but their numbers are not insurmountable. It also seems that Das Rohan, or should I say Balnazar, is consolidating his power at the central cathedral, and his usage of foul magic to seal the entrance confirms that he's up to something in there. The monster desecrates our holy ground, and double space I, will see him dead by my hand. I swear it upon my life. While you were away, we finalized our attack plans in Tyr's hand. We'll execute a frontal assault, as well as a flanking strike, which I'll lead myself. Before we fully commit, we'll need to weaken the forward defenses. I'm sending back into Tyr's hand to take out as many of the enemy siege commanders as possible. They're the key organizers of the Enclave's defenses. I'm leaving to join my forces at our position now. You'll report to Commander Beatrix when you return. Don't fail. As you've seen, New Avon boasts a significant military presence, but also offers safety and security to civilians. If you cobble together a more permanent disguise, consider offering a helping hand. Integrating yourself with the folk there could be beneficial to our efforts to reclaim the Enclave, simply nodding and putting you in a position to appropriate some of the material and resources there, enriching yourself and depriving your war machine of crucial supplies. Use the Scarlet insignia once you have acquired enough pieces to fool the Crusaders, and speak with her again. Let's grab this quest up here, though it's liable to be only for the raid and nothing to do with this. I've been repeatedly doing the raid without it, so it's a little annoying. Blades of Light. It's not something I can do. So that's the case. Let's head back and go buy some of the gear. Should have bought it before, but I didn't. I wonder if I should take a break from this. Since I'm constantly panicking here, I'd be better to take a break and try and clear my head.
Inventory is full.
Thinking of sending a lot of stuff to Banker Tony and just depositing it on him, because I'm not sure if it will sell. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just looking to offload it, nothing more. Now that's an item you can get as a Death Knight, and it's just a throwback to it. Maybe I can get into the Hotel Club now. That had progressed, but maybe not. I don't know how to say that word. It's French. Even selling it at this major undercut to myself, I'm still getting a fair chunk of cash for it. Then again, I think that's totaling. Yeah, that's totaling that. So that's a fair chunk of cash, but I should be getting so much more. You know, I'm selling each one for like 2 gold, and I think like, I should be selling them for like a minimum of 5 something. But like the expansion's over. Well, the thing is over, so this shit's just not gonna sell at this point. So, you know, you work with what you got. Like if they'll buy it at that price and actually free me of the burden, then I'm happy. Oh, right. I nearly forgot it. Armor. Wait. SCARLET. And another thing with this is like a lot of the gear here is just recolors. There's not like unique gear. Okay, I think that's everything. Like, this Scarlet set is actually recolors of, I think, Burning Crusade gear. Oh, I have to re-rune everything. Oy. Oh, I don't have boots. It's fine, I'm styling. I'm styling and profiling. Never fear, I have my glorious pants. It also knocks off sleep effects. That's why on the dragons I've been broken out of them a few times early. Oh, actually. Let's go turn in the Paladin quest. Didn't know what that was. It looked like a flesh tendril.
Need help?
It's a missed opportunity to not give her a new dialogue to say, yeah, you know your buddy that we found? Yeah, he's dead. You know about the other guy? Paladin quest? It's a missed opportunity not to have that there.
Light bless you.
Yeah, he died back in the past. Though we engaged the services of the Bronze Dragonflight. It's good to see you again, Gurik. Is your work done in Terradale?
Go with honor.
Well done, Gurik. To render judgment of the judgment of the light on those that dwell in darkness is a task we must approach with vim and zeal. Done just that with your sacrifice in Ironforge and your judgments of the spirits in Terradale. 1, 2. Yeah, I think I might call quits here. Your next steps will call on both sacrifice and judgment again. Soon strive to claim the spirit of a fallen charger. Now serves a death knight known as Dark
Careful.
Reaper.
Light be with you for the Alliance.
He says that, but I can't actually do it. I think they expect me to have done the other quests as well before turning that in. So we go into Stormwind, get the material, then we have to go off to Dire Mall. Do a quest there. Then we redeem the spirit. We just have to kill Alvin the Tree Peer to find the horse spirit. So yeah, I think I might call this here. Might make some progress on editing instead, because I haven't done any of this in a while, and I'm certainly stacking up more sub-sessions here. Last I checked, I was around 310 sub-sessions, and I've certainly added another 10 here at the very least. So I would like to make some progress on it. But I do plan on getting these quest chains done and seeing some of the Scarlet Enclave's quests. But yeah, tomorrow I plan on doing the Scarlet Enclave raid, and I would like to do the dungeons and stuff and get my other stuff done. Like the Karazhan dungeon, and the Paladin Epic Mount quest, the quest from Blackwing Lair, finish that, and to finish the Rune quest, which just involves me going to Hillsbrad and BRD, and then back to Felwood. So we'll see the end of that quest as well. We don't have to do the Hypothesis quest over there on the right. We don't have to do that. And if I don't hit up Nax Ramus, we won't be doing the fate of Ramaladni. We won't be doing that either. So yeah. So that's what I hope to get done. Over the next little bit, and I'll probably be calling Season of Discovery there and getting to work on my, well, a present Cataclysm Classic character, and then moving on to Pandaria Classic. Hopefully that'll be as popular as SOD turned out to be. Certainly I've gotten a lot of attention because of my console port UI. Some people have been wondering if I'm actually trying to use the UI as it is, or if I'm actually using a controller. Some have less wondered and thought I was trying to play the game with the cursor like this, or with, maybe keyboard like this. And it's just like, no. Sometimes I have done it. Like, I didn't have the controller handy, so I was just like, move around with keyboard and did use the mouse a little. But no, I'm actually playing with the controller. It's comfy, and my keyboard keeps glitching out. It has glitched out at times where I lose control, and it takes a moment for it to come back. Then I do everything, try and do everything at once. Move left, move right, move forward, and then it's fine. But I need some more reliable, and this controller is pretty good. Though this right stick is starting to break from the amount of times I quit get playing this. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you join me again soon. And at all you'd like to tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. Tomorrow I hope to continue with the Scarlet quests, and I also will be doing that raid. I may or may not be getting to do those dungeon runs, and has that art changed? And I may or may not be getting to do those dungeon runs, and but I do hope to do them at some point. I want to try. There's a few things I want to finish up with in SOD before it ends, and those are it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Is that anything all you'd like to tell me? Please let me know in the comment section below. That is what it's there for. Do put in a timestamp, as otherwise I may not have a frame of reference. Also, if you notice any errors in my videos, as in like recently when I've been doing videos out, here I'll actually show you on camera. I've done it in a recent video, but I'll do it here so you have frame of reference. You just have to give DaVinci Resolve a moment to load. Hey folks, and I'm just going to do post commentary as it's easier. So, let's say I'm here doing L. 203L. But, and I go to move on to M. But then I was like, you know what, I need to recheck L. So I come back down here and I watch it. And then I was like, okay, continuing on. So I go back up here, but L's no longer highlighted. M is. So my brain on autopilot, because this is very boring and monotonous, I go on autopilot to just get it done. It sees this is highlighted, and highlighted means it's the last thing I dealt with. So I go on to N. See the issue? So bits are getting skipped, and the gaps are forming. So and that jarring change is noticed by me because I focus on the ends of subsessions. So yeah, that's the reason for the errors. And I can't remember how much I said in the original recording, but 2 of these errors got true. One from StarCraft that a viewer caught. I don't have your name to hand, I do apologize, but it was pointed out to me. And one I caught myself. I caught it as I was going through. If you do catch on like this, please do point it out, as I do want to fix it. I do want to redeem my errors, you know? So, I'll leave this here, and I'll let Pass Me take back over.